They say success is luck or timing or being at the right place at the right time. But I tell people all the time, success is a decision, repeated thousands of times, even when nobody is watching.
Welcome back to the Wealth Builder Curtis Show, where we bring you real talk, real strategies, and real wealth.
Last episode, I shared how my journey began, from the moment God placed the seed in my heart, to that day I reversed my car on Pine Hills Drive and asked a simple question that changed my life forever.
But today, we go deeper.
You see, that $30,000 deal wasn't just money to me, it was proof. Proof that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Proof that knowledge turns into power when applied. Proof that faith plus action will always outwork fear.
But what many people don't know is that after that deal, life didn't get easier, it got harder.
I experienced wins and I experienced losses. I faced lawsuits, learning curves, partnerships that failed, deals that didn't close, banks that changed terms, and systems that were never designed in our favor.
But every setback sharpened me, every loss educated me, and every obstacle redirected me.
Somewhere along my journey, I realized something that changed everything. The problem isn't real estate. The problem is access.
Access to money, access to knowledge, access to opportunity, access to protection, access to the right people.
And once that revelation hit me, the mission changed. It was no longer about just building my own portfolio. It became about building infrastructure for others.
That's when the vision of a connected system was born.
That's when these 5 pillars became clear to me. Technology, because information and automation are the new banks. Real estate, because land is legacy. Marketing and branding, because visibility is value. Business and legal structure, because protection is power. Finance and estate planning, because wealth without direction disappears.
Everything you'll hear on this show will connect to one of those 5 forces. And the goal is not just to make people rich. The goal is to make people protected, connected, and positioned.
What I'm building next is something the world has never seen. A bridge between investors and homeowners, between old systems and new technology, between struggle and strategy.
A platform that uses AI, blockchain, automation, and spiritual alignment to allow people to raise, protect, and transfer assets with integrity.
Imagine real estate closings in minutes instead of months. Imagine communities owning their own infrastructure. Imagine access without permission. That's not the future, that is the assignment. In episode 3, I will break down how you can position yourself inside this movement no matter where you are starting from. And in part 2 of this episode, Kim will be joining me to pull back even more layers about why this show was created, who it's for, and how we will empower people around the globe.
Curtis, that was an incredibly powerful introduction. I mean, to hear your journey, especially the part about life getting harder after that initial success, it's so real and relatable. Most people only show the highlight reel, but you're really delving into the grit.
That's exactly it, Kim. The highlight reel is nice for inspiration, but the struggle, the education, and the losses, that's where the real growth happens. It's where you learn the principles that actually sustain wealth, not just acquire it.
And that revelation about access, I think that hits home for so many people. It's not that they lack ambition or talent, but it often feels like the gates are closed, or the map to the treasure isn't available to everyone. Can you unpack accesses a bit more for our listeners? What does that look like in their daily lives?
Absolutely, Kim. Think about it this way. If you want to invest in real estate, traditionally you need capital, connections to lenders, knowledge of legal processes, a good agent, and probably a team. For someone starting out, even getting past the first hurdle of access to money can feel insurmountable. Or access to knowledge. Where do you even start to learn what's real versus what's just hype?
Beautiful things.
Many of these systems are designed to keep the gates narrow, to maintain a certain level of exclusivity. My revelation was, wait, we can build our own gates. We can create pathways that are inclusive by design, leveraging technology and community.
That's a profound shift in mindset. It's not about playing by the old rules, but rewriting them entirely. And this leads directly into your 5-point vision. Let's dig into that. When you say technology because information and automation are the new banks, What does that actually mean for the average person listening right now?
It means that the power dynamics have changed. Historically, banks held the keys to capital and financial information. Now, with the internet, with AI, with blockchain, individuals can access unprecedented amounts of information and automate processes that used to require layers of intermediaries. We can leverage smart contracts instead of lawyers for certain agreements, or use AI to analyze market trends faster than any human team.
But then two banks aren't necessarily physical institutions. They are the decentralized networks and intelligent systems that allow us to move value and information securely and efficiently, often without needing a third party's explicit permission. It democratizes financial power. Wow, that's truly revolutionary. So, moving to real estate because land is legacy. In a world that's increasingly digital, why is physical land still so crucial for building wealth, especially for those looking to create generational impact?
Because it's tangible, Kim. It's finite. They aren't making any more of it. While technology can create new opportunities, the intrinsic value of land remains. It's a foundational asset that appreciates, provides shelter, generates income, and can be passed down through generations. It's stability. It's a hedge against inflation. For me, real estate isn't just about collecting rent. It's about building tangible assets that become a legacy, a foundation for future generations to build upon. It's about having a physical footprint that says, we were here and we built something lasting. And our goal is to show people how to acquire that legacy, regardless of their starting point, through innovative access.
That makes perfect sense. Now, marketing and branding, because visibility is value. This one feels like it's often overlooked by people focused purely on assets. Why is it so essential for wealth building, beyond just selling a product?
Visibility isn't just about selling. It's about trust, reputation, and opportunity. In today's interconnected world, if you're not visible, you don't exist in the marketplace of ideas or opportunities. A strong brand communicates your integrity, your expertise, and your value proposition without you having to be in every room, a restriction of some sort. When you have strong branding and effective marketing, you attract the right partners, the right investors, the right opportunities. It builds social capital, which often translates directly into financial capital. People want to work with those they know, like, and trust. Visibility builds that foundation of trust.
I can definitely see that. It's like your personal or business credit score in the digital age. Let's move to business and legal structure because protection is power. This is one that often scares people, or they see it as just bureaucracy. Why is it so critical for protecting and growing wealth?
Protection isn't just legal mumbo-jumbo, Kim. It's a shield. Without proper business and legal structures, all the wealth you build can be vulnerable to lawsuits, unexpected taxes, or bad partnerships. Imagine spending years building an empire only for one mistake or one legal challenge to wipe it all away because you weren't properly structured. This pillar is about creating fortifications around your assets and your legacy. It's about understanding entity formation, contracts, intellectual property, and compliance. It empowers you to operate with confidence, knowing your hard work is safeguarded. It literally dictates how much control you have and how much you can retain.
That's a powerful way to put it, a shield. And finally, finance and estate planning, because wealth without direction disappears. This touches on something I think a lot of people neglect once they start making money. They think I've made it, but don't plan for the future.
Exactly. Acquiring wealth is one thing. Preserving and growing it is another. Without a clear financial plan, without understanding how to manage taxes, investments, and expenses, wealth can dissipate surprisingly fast. And estate planning? That's the ultimate act of legacy. It ensures that your assets are transferred efficiently and according to your wishes, minimizing disputes and maximizing impact for your loved ones in your community. It's about having a roadmap for your money, not just for your lifetime, but for generations to come. It's about being a good steward of the resources you've been blessed with.
Each of those pillars makes so much sense when you break them down, and they truly are interconnected, like you said. Now let's talk about this global plan. You mentioned a bridge, using AI, blockchain, automation, and spiritual alignment. That's a huge vision. Can you give us a glimpse of how this bridge practically connects struggle and strategy?
Nothing near think of it like this, Kim. Someone in a developing nation or even just an underserved community here might have a great idea for a community-owned solar farm, but they lack the capital